Okay, hello, my dear students. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Andrea Carolina. How are you today?
I'm great, teacher. And you?
Fine, fine, thank you. And Nailin, how are you?
Hi, teacher mate. I'm great too. And you? How about you?
Fine, fine, good, good. A nice day. Okay, my dear students, today we are going to practice your speaking with different activities. The first activity for the class is to speak in fluency. Okay, I share my screen. Okay, you can see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. The first part is a tips for speaking English fluency. Okay, start with Andrea Carolina. Please read the four fifth tips for speaking English fluency. Andrea,
Yes. Well, Alan,
I, Andrea,
the
have,
microphone of Sara y Catarina.
I can hear.
Sara, please.
Hello.
Hello,
Can
hello.
you silence the microphone? Thank
Uh,
you.
Okay, okay, Andrea Carolina, please.
The first tip. Read the first, teacher.
Yes, the four tips, one, two, one, two, three, and four tips for you that is speaking fluency in English. Please, and
Uh,
explain each one.
of me, not the
Yes.
the slide. No.
I know, no, you can see the slide?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. For example, the first, be realistic about your English learning goals and try to explain, please. Read and then to try to explain.
Okay. Be realistic about your English learning goals. Don't expect your English as a good as that of a native speaker soon after taking up the language. Is taking time. Taking time
It takes time. Yeah. What is your opinion about that?
is a good tip because when I try to speak English with another people, I try to learn about the people. No, no, I don't hope that people judge me. So yes,
Yes, excellent. To be realistic is very important because it's a little complicated to get a perfect pronunciation as a native speaker, but it's necessary to work hard, to hard work all the time. Yeah. But the second, please.
practice speaking as well, not just reading and listening. While while reading and listening can help you learn a lot of about the language. The only way to speak better English by speaking in yourself. Uh, I don't know. I think it's a good idea, but I think that when you speak with another person, uh,
Mm-hmm.
is a better for me because the the another person can help me for my mistake.
Yes, yes, perfect. That's good. The third tip.
Practice speaking English whenever you get a chance. Don't
Mhm,
don't pass up a chance to speak in English whenever one arises. I think this is a good tip because many times I scare speak English with, for example, or maybe yes, I scare when speaking English with my native people.
mhm,
Yes, because for example, my mother or my brother can be, I don't know, can be hard with me.
mhm.
So,
Okay.
so yes, no sé cómo decirlo, pero es como que no deberíamos tener pena.
Okay, don't worry. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Yes?
Yes,
It's
the
it's
first,
normal for Latin American people, but the other people when learn different language, don't worry about talk and whatever. For example, for American people or Canadian people, don't worry about the mistake. But for Latin American, it's a little complicated. I said I by my. I'll be afraid when of making mistake, but don't worry. Okay.
and the fourth tip is get native English speaking friend and practice speaking with them. If you want to speak in English like a native, you should have friends who are speaking in like you would like to. Mm, I think it's a great idea because the native speaking is the pronunciation is the correct pronunciation. So
Yes.
I think it's very, um, I don't know, when you speak with them, you
Mhm.
can learn about the correct pronunciation in a different word. For example, I don't know. For me, it's a difficult when I learn English in my another university. The
Mhm.
the word, I don't know. I can remember, but whatever. Um, we we was, uh, I don't know, we like, I don't know, teacher, but um, the native men come
Mhm.
my university, and
Mhm.
uh, he speak in English, and then when he's speaking, uh, we all of my class can be or can see the um, my bad pronunciation. I don't know.
Okay. For example, the last year I take a course of English Live. Was an interesting opportunity because there are a lot of people of different countries. For example, for Canadian people, Australian, for Africa. I don't know. There are a lot of countries. Was interesting because I know different pronunciation, for example, and I practice with different people around the world. Was an interesting opportunity for me. I recommend. Okay, okay. And now, please, Nailen, I would like to explain for 7, 9, and 11 tips, please.
7, 9, and 11.
Please.
7 say get a reliable English learning course. Having the right English speaking course can accelerate the rate at which you learn to speak this language fluently.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, So I think that it refers to take a good course to English. So
Yes.
when we take a good course, English course, we can learn many things. For example, our the course that university give us uh,
Okay.
are so good, are so good for us.
Okay, okay, excellent. For example, I can see the course Conversational Life. This is another opportunity because in online class there are a lot of opportunity to share with different people around the world. Was an interesting opportunity. I think for university is important, relevant to get a lot of classes of speaking because it's only way to get fluency for all the students, in my opinion. Okay, perfect. Deny tip, please.
Try saying something extra. Do not give one word replies like yes and no. Try to say something more to build your skills and your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it refers to when we try to use the word more easy.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are talking, for example, we think in a Spanish word and we
Mm-hmm.
try to translate it, but we can. We try to change the word for one more simple and one more easy to say. And
Yes,
sometimes
perfect.
it doesn't transmit it.
See, to explain to.
Mhm. To explain the same thing. Sometimes not, no, it can have any relation. So
Yes, excellent. And 11, please.
11 is listen to English language music. Listening to music that is sung in
Mm-hmm.
English can help you master how to speak the language faster. Specifically when you try to sing along to the lyrics. It refers to that say listen to music. When we listen to music, we can learn more vocabulary, get more fluency. Yeah, it.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. For the last class, I shared with us an specific application for singing. I tried. I have a bad voice, but I would like to practice my English with this application. Was very interesting. For the last class, I think that's possible to practice with this application. Okay, excellent. Okay, now there are other students for the class. Hello, Jennifer. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry to be late, but I had very problems with my internet in this week. So,
Okay,
sorry.
don't worry. Don't worry. And hello, Selena. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine, and you?
Fine, fine. Thank you. And what other student? Sara Valentina. How are you, Sara? Sara, can you hear me? Mm? And Carolina Hernandez, how are you today?
Good
Oh,
afternoon, teacher. Good afternoon, classmates. I feel so tired today and I have a lot head action. I will try to do my best today.
okay, okay. Okay, my dear students, the other activity for the class is to a video. Please, you can hear the audio? Yes?
No, teacher.
No?
No, teacher.
But no, okay. Share again. Okay, now.
We or 会
Now, yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect.
你会说中文吗? If you answered C, we
Okay.
or
Okay, my dear students, in that video it's very important to write 3 ideas about the video and 1 question, please. 3 ideas, in general ideas about the video, and 1 question, please. The question is for the other students.
会, and you're watching this in English, chances are you belong to the world's bilingual and multilingual majority. And besides having an easier time traveling or watching movies without subtitles, knowing 2 or more languages means that your brain may actually look and work differently than those of your monolingual friends. So, what does it really mean to know a language? Language ability is typically measured in 2 active parts, speaking and writing, and 2 passive parts, listening and reading. While a balanced bilingual has near equal abilities across the board in 2 languages, most bilinguals around the world know and use their languages in varying proportions. And depending on their situation and how they acquired each language, they can be classified into 3 general types. For example, let's take Gabriella, whose family immigrates to the US from Peru when she's 2 years old. As a compound bilingual, Gabriella develops 2 linguistic codes simultaneously with a single set of concepts, learning both English and Spanish as she begins to process the world around her. Her teenage brother, on the other hand, might be a coordinate bilingual, working with 2 sets of concepts, learning English in school while continuing to speak Spanish at home and with friends. Finally, Gabriella's parents are likely to be subordinate bilinguals, who learn a secondary language by filtering it through their primary language. Because all types of bilingual people can become fully proficient in a language, regardless of accent or pronunciation, the difference may not be apparent to a casual observer. But recent advances in brain imaging technology have given neurolinguists a glimpse into how specific aspects of language learning affect the bilingual brain. It's well known that the brain's left hemisphere is more dominant in analytical and logical processes, while the right hemisphere is more active in emotional and social ones. Though this is a matter of degree, not an absolute split. The fact that language involves both types of functions, while lateralization develops gradually with age, has led to the critical period hypothesis. According to this theory, children learn languages more easily because the plasticity of their developing brains lets them use both hemispheres in language acquisition, while in most adults, language is lateralized to one hemisphere, usually the left. If this is true, learning a language in childhood may give you a more holistic grasp of its social and emotional contexts. Conversely, recent research showed that people who learned a second language in adulthood exhibit less emotional bias and a more rational approach when confronting problems in the second language than in their native one. But regardless of when you acquire additional languages, being multilingual gives your brain some remarkable advantages. Some of these are even visible, such as higher density of the gray matter that contains most of your brain's neurons and synapses, and more activity in certain regions when engaging a second language. The heightened workout a bilingual brain receives throughout its life can also help delay the onset of diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia by as much as 5 years. The idea of major cognitive benefits to bilingualism may seem intuitive now, but it would have surprised earlier experts. Before the 1960s, bilingualism was considered a handicap that slowed a child's development by forcing them to spend too much energy distinguishing between languages, a view based largely on flawed studies. And while a more recent study did show that reaction times and errors increase for some bilingual students in cross-language tests, it also showed that the effort and attention needed to switch between languages triggered more activity in, and potentially strengthened, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain that plays a large role in executive function, problem solving, switching between tasks, and focusing while filtering out irrelevant information. So, while bilingualism may not necessarily make you smarter, it does make your brain more healthy, complex, and actively engaged. And even if you didn't have the good fortune of learning a second language as a child, it's never too late to do yourself a favor and make the linguistic leap from hello to hola, bonjour, or ni haos. Because when it comes to our brains, a little exercise can go a long way.
Okay, that's good. Please, Andrea, share your ideas, please, about the video.
Teacher, the video, the word are very technical, so I can understand all of the video. But the first idea when I got the video was the language is a learn in a passive and active form. The first is active is when speaking. No, passive is reading and listening. And active is when you're speaking and writing. The second idea is when you are adult, the language is more difficult for learn because the native language is impregnate in the left brain.
Okay.
The last idea is when you speak in when you learn in another language, you can take more information about the different culture. When like say the video, you can travel a long way.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. It's very interesting when talk about the plasticity of the brain for the young people is very important. Okay, perfect. Nailen, your ideas, 2 ideas for the video, please.
I write one idea similar to my mate Andrea. It's that children can learn a language faster than an adult. So I remember that I study this topic in Introduction to Linguistics. Uh, we are studying that the children can learn faster a language because they have a cognition condition
Yes.
to to have the necessity to talk, and when they have the necessity to communicate their family or their friends their ideas, they they begin to develop the capacity to talk and learn a language. So, like showing in the video, the two at the 2 years go to USA city, and she learned two languages, so Spanish from Peru and English to USA. So
Easily.
have see easily to have the two cultures um, allow her learn more faster, more fast the two languages.
Yes. Yes, perfect.
And the
Was it
mhm.
okay? Continue, continue.
The other idea is that our first language is more active than the second language. I think that is true because our not native language is have more control because was the first that we learned. So and we use it more time than the second language. So when we become bilingual people, we always have an condition to our first language is more active and have more control.
Okay, excellent, excellent ideas. Okay, Jennifer, please give me one important idea of the main idea of the video.
Well, I don't know if that is a main idea, but one of them is the video try to explain us uh, what is the meaning and the important to learn English in a child when we are was young, because the brain it's more elastic and yes, learn to a little more fast, um, and in adult when we are adult it's very difficult because we our language is Spanish. We know in the with a baby, and we are grow up. For example, is the perfect example. My dad right now is living in Miami, and he has a 43 year sorry 54 years old.
Okay,
He tries to learn English because he lives there, and it's very difficult. He and it's difficult for him because in when he was young, not study, uh, maybe study but a little English. And for example, one of kids that I be careful and I teach English. And he has his name is Joel, and he's 6 years old, and he knows very well if I speak with her or with I teach the pronunciation, he tries to say the perfect, and the vocabulary it's more easy to learn for him, and this is the perfect example
yeah.
to explain that video.
Okay, excellent. It's perfect. But the babies, the young people, the brain is flexibility is flexible.
Yeah.
But when I was an adult, it's a little complicated because
Mm.
only participate the left part of the brain, the rational part. For adult, it's necessary to think what what word is correct that in this part. But when I was young, only speak. Don't worry about the structure is correct. Don't worry. It's the child say different words. For the time to get the correct structure. Is very interesting. Okay, perfect.
Yes, teacher. One problem is that we try to translate the words in Spanish to
Yes.
English. This is
Yes.
bad because I lost when I tried to this.
Yes.
And that is a problem with we are adult.
Yes. For us, it's very important to use the word reference. I try to read a concept, but not translate. Is very bad. Is the words options but when I need to do exactly is necessary to translate because it's impossible to understand what happened in a specific word. But it's necessary to try to use word reference is excellent. I try to understand the meaning of different words. Okay, the next activity is for Selena. Okay, I share the, okay. Copy. I send to the options for this activity to the chat in this meeting. Mm, okay, okay. This is the option for that
Teacher,
exercise.
okay. We was watching the video, but
Okay, okay. I share the exercise, but I send the answer dot the exercise. Okay. Where are you? Okay. Now you can see my exercise. Yes.
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 Okay, this exercise is very simple, but use different events. The last class to practice with an email, and in this exercise to use to try to choose the correct word for a different part of the email. Okay, but Selena, please start the exercise. It's very simple. The alarm, read and try to select what is the correct word for the exercise. Selena,
Okay,
please.
teacher. After
The alarm clock
uh, I must read.
to read, and then I try to select the correct word for this part of this part. Yeah.
Okay, teacher. Um, the alarm clock set off and wake me up at 7 a.m. A couple of minutes later, I get up and go straight to the kitchen to make some coffee because I am
I am perfect.
I am still sleepy.
Mhm.
Outside the sun is raining.
Mm, the
Mm,
sun is what is
okay, perdón. Shining.
shining. Excellent.
So I, I
The
put
next
on,
part is my sport clothes. I my sport clothes.
put on my,
Put on. Yeah.
my sport clothes to go going by the beach for a while. When I go, I don't know. I always see a lot of people doing different activities. Some boys are playing basketball, others are reading the
Yeah.
newspaper,
Mm,
and many are just exercising.
exercising.
exercising
Exercising. Yeah.
after 45
Mm-hmm.
some ay, me perdí. Some minutes I come back
Okay. Excellent.
home to take a shower. Generally, at the time, my roommates having breakfast,
Are having. Yeah.
breakfast, and I joined them at around 9. We I don't know.
Keep on.
Keep
Okay.
on.
Or say goodbye or stop. No.
I say goodbye.
No, no. Remember the part of the email?
Okay. We
Keep on.
keep
I
on.
help. Yeah.
Collins and arrive there half an hour later. We normally have brunch before class. I study from 10 and 12. At lunchtime, I often
I know.
go to.
No, no, no. This not is keep on. Keep on is here. Here is not I. Because at around 9 we college leave for.
Live.
Yeah. Yes. Because excuse me.
Me perdí dónde iba.
Or keep on studying until 3 p.m.
Okay. After that, I check my notes and do assignments in the library. My classmate Justin suffers really well. For this reason, we frequently go surfing after class for 2 hours at around 5
30?
13 p.m.
Yeah. Mhm.
We mm, mm,
Only one stop and say goodbye.
stop
Stop surfing. Mhm.
stop surfing because we are starving and want to find a place to eat, drink, and relax. I finally say goodbye and return home and go to. Ahí, ahí está el pulsor, profe, no puedo ver la palabrita bien.
Okay, yeah.
And I go head, really exhausted. We will. That's all for now. Add me on WhatsApp. This is my number 0133345676542322. Bye.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Oh, the exercise, it was perfect. Excellent. And now, Carolina, the next exercise is a little simple because it's only to identify if you go, do, or play. To choose what is the correct. Carolina, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. For what do you think? Bowling is go, do, or play?
Do.
To do,
No,
maybe
wait.
bowling.
Voting. But I can watch because it's very
You can
very.
see different picture? No?
I can identify.
It's bowling, bolos, bowling.
Okay. Play bowling.
No. To go
No,
bowling.
go.
To go
Oh,
bowling.
okay.
Yeah. And what do you think for karate? To go, to do, or
Do
you play?
do
To do. Excellent. For baseball,
play
play. Excellent. Rugby,
play
play. Excellent. Jogging,
do
to do
go
or to go
go
jogging? Yeah,
go
yeah, perfect. And yoga,
do
to do. Yes. And tennis table,
to go.
to go or to
Ah,
play?
to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Tennis table.
Excellent. And shopping?
Teacher, I am listening to your voice because I have my my eyes closed. Shopping go.
Okay. Shopping go. Excellent. Aerobics,
Do
to do aerobics. To volleyball.
play.
Okay. And skating,
Do
to do or to go?
uh, to go.
Okay.
Skating like rollerblading, something like this.
Yes.
Go
Yes. And athletics,
go.
I think to do
Ah,
athletics.
to do. That's like
Yes.
room. Okay,
Yes.
athletics. Okay.
Excellent, my dear students. Was excellent exercise. Okay, the other option for this activity for the class is, okay, this is an fake news. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. For Andrea, the first paragraph, please read.
The rise of fake news. In December 20,
60.
uh, 2016,
Yeah.
Edgar M. Welch drove 6 hours from his home to Washington, D.C., where he opened fire in the pizzeria with an assault rifle. He had
Mhm.
previously read an only new story about the restaurant being the headquarters, I don't know,
Headquarters.
headquarters of a group
Headquarters.
of child abusers run by Hillary Clinton. He decided to investigate for himself. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
Excellent. Please, Nayland, the next paragraph.
The story about Hillary Clinton is one of the most famous example of the growing phenomena.
Uh-huh.
The debate,
Stupid. Fake news.
debate fake news. The conspiracy theory about the pizzeria
Pizzeria.
pizzeria began to appear on websites and social networks in late October. before the USA election. This was quickly denounced by publications such as the New York Times and the Washington Post. However, many people thought that these papers were themselves lying for political ends and
Instead,
instead of disappearing. The fake stories novel. Tweets from Representative Steve Smith of the 15th
15 District.
District of Georgia claimed that the mainstream media were telling falsehoods, even though both this name and district were invented.
Invented.
The message was retweeted many times. A YouTube refutation of the New York Times article got
215,000 hits.
hit.
Okay, excellent. Jennifer, please the next paragraph.
Okay. Can you hear me?
The fake news story?
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Fake news stories can be hard to control for several reasons. Many people mistrust established news sources, and others just don't read them. So the debunking
Yeah.
debunking of the take story by a serious newspaper or TV channel has limited effect. In addition, the internet is very hard to police. When users are caught missing on media platform, they simply go to another one or start up a website themselves.
Okay. Selena, please the next paragraph.
So,
There are also
okay.
various reasons.
There are also various reasons why people create fake news. Some have politician motives to belittle or incriminate their opponents. Other websites like The Onion deliberately publish fake,
Deliberately. Mhm.
publish fake news as satire. uh, humorous comments on society and
On
current
society and
society and current affairs.
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 Another growth is in it for the prompt profit.
Mhm.
Many people clicking on entertain and
Entertaining.
entertaining fake news stories can bring in a lot of adversity, uh,
Advertise.
advertising revenue
Yeah.
on one man running fake news cities
Sites.
from sites from Los Angeles say he was making up to 13
300 month in this way.
okay 300 a month in this way. There are also those like the smart town teenagers in Macedonia who the wrote fake news stories about Donald Trump, who seemed to be motivated partly by money and partly by boredom.
Boredom. Okay. Do you understand, Selena, the what is the fake news?
No, teacher, I don't understand.
Fake news, for example, in the first part, said about the situation about invent stories about Hillary Clinton, and the last part said to invent other stories about Donald Trump. It's a fake news. It's mentira. It's a fake news. Is for example, for a politician or for social media. For example, in this moment, for the topic about COVID-19, there are any fake news about the use of the vaccines or different topics. I don't know the last part said in this article about uh, for we seem to be motivated partly money, o sea, por dinero, o the partly by bored, o por estar aburridos que inventan historias. This is the fake news.
Okay,
For
teacher.
okay, for example, Carolina, do you know some fake news?
Yes,
In Colombia, maybe.
in Colombia, uh, hope you tell teacher about COVID. Have many. There are many fake news on the red, and I can read that my my classmates may say that it's very difficult to control these fake news in the red because there are many websites or many things that you find in the web is to create um, polemic
Yeah.
dance or to try to get more views. Okay, dance.
Yes.
Some page write or invent dax news to uh, to to get more views, to get more likes. Then now are some politics in the red, in Facebook,
Yes.
in Instagram, but the fake news are taking control about it in the red. Then it's
Yes. Yes.
very
Excellent.
very easy
For
to
example.
find this.
For example, in Instagram or Facebook, there are a lot of fake news. The last week, I read about the history about the nursery. I went when the to put the vaccine have a lot of problems, but then explain that it was a fake news. It's terrible. Okay, my dear students, the next activity. I can see my screen.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Talking
Yes.
about the journey. This is a practice for listening. Can listen in the audio and then I try to resolve some questions. But I try to understand what happened, the story about talking about the journey. And I don't know. I share the audio. The audio. Okay. All right. Now the journey. Can you hear the audio?
No, teacher.
No, no, no.
No, señora.
Okay, okay. This is a problem with Teams because it's necessary to again and again to start with the audio. But now, yes, I
No,
did.
teacher.
No. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, slowly, careful, and relax. Okay,
The passion.
the passion. For me, it's impossible, but I try.
Teacher, try to turn off your microphone to see if that's the problem.
Yes, it's possible. And now, can you hear? No?
No.
No.
No, I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, now.
I had worked in Hong Kong for
Now?
years.
Yes.
We got
Okay,
married
start
6
again.
Going to tell us about your journey. Where
Journey.
was it from and to?
Well, my husband Robert and I had worked in Hong Kong for years. We got married there 6 years ago and had a baby there. But last year we gave up our jobs and decided to sail back to England with the baby.
And how long did it take you to get ready for the trip?
We had 6 months to buy a boat and make sure we had everything we needed. My friends didn't believe I could live in such a small space, but I was happy about that. I was most anxious about our health, particularly the baby, and I started collecting medicines in case we needed them.
And your first stop was Singapore?
Yes. The first part of the journey was the worst. We were sick all the time. I hadn't expected to hit bad weather so soon. We'd no worries about the boat, which had already been round the world once. In fact, when we reached Singapore, I wasn't sure about spending 6 more months on the boat, and I considered flying home to England, but luckily decided not to. We spent 6 long, boring weeks in Singapore waiting for the weather to improve.
And you were joined by your father-in-law?
On the next part of the journey, my father-in-law joined us with a friend of his who's a cook. It was wonderful to have a cook to prepare meals. This gave Robert and me more time. My father-in-law was very happy to take care of the baby while we sailed the boat.
And did the baby enjoy the trip?
He did, I think. He loved climbing up the steps in the boat. He spent the first year of his life at sea. While he was awake, we played with him because it was dangerous to leave him alone. I'm sure this is why he wants us to play with him all the time now. I worried that he wouldn't learn to walk, but he had no problems. He'll only eat particular foods, but all children are like that, whether they've been on a boat or not.
And do you have any advice for other people sailing with children?
Children are happy on long journeys as long as they have plenty to do on board. It's dangerous otherwise. We just had one child with us, but it might be better with 2 or 3 who can play together.
Well, has anyone got any questions?
Okay. What do you think? Was difficult or not?
Maybe
Jennifer.
a little bit.
Okay. Don't worry. Start, I don't know, Carolina, for example, read the first question and I try to put exactly the space when answer the question. Yes? Carolina, please read the first question and the options.
What did Vanessa and Robert decide to do last year? Get married? Travel to England by boat? Travel to England by boat. Okay?
Okay, and please listen carefully.
Now listen again.
Good evening, Vanessa. You're going to tell us about your journey. Where was it from and to?
Well, my husband Robert and I had worked in Hong Kong for years. We got married there 6 years ago and had a baby there. But last year we gave up our jobs and decided to sail back to England with the baby.
And how long did it take you to...
What do you think is the option?
Is that the second or the third? Because they want to return to England.
To travel to England by boat? Yeah?
but I don't guess
Yes.
because she say my husband and I. Then
Yes.
she,
Not get married. Not get married. Okay. Okay. And now, Andrea, please read the second questions, please.
Vanessa was worried that they wouldn't be prepared. The
Mm-hmm.
condition will be bad. The baby will ill. Get get ill.
Get it. Okay. And continue the audio.
Get ready for the trip.
We had 6 months to buy a boat and make sure we had everything we needed. My friends didn't believe I could live in such a small space, but I was happy about that. I was most anxious about our health, particularly the baby, and I started collecting.
Hmm? Yes. What do you think is the option?
The baby.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And okay, please, Nailen, read the third option, the third question.
How did Vanessa feel when they reached Singapore?
Mm-hmm.
She
And
wondered if she should fly home. She was worried about the boat. She enjoyed the break from traveling.
okay.
Medicines in case we needed them.
And your first stop was Singapore?
Yes. The first part of the journey was the worst. We were sick all the time. I hadn't expected to hit bad weather so soon. We'd no worries about the boat, which had already been round the world once. In fact, when we reached Singapore, I wasn't sure about spending 6 more months on the boat, and I considered flying home to England, but luckily decided not to.
What do you think?
I think that she wondered if she should fly home.
Yeah, yeah, excellent, excellent. And okay, perfect. And Jennifer, the next question.
Why was Vanessa's father-in-law particularly helpful? He
Mm-hmm.
was good cook. He looked after the baby. He helped to sail the boat. Number two, I think that is number two. He looked after the baby because
Okay,
he be careful the baby when
okay.
Vanessa and was in trouble.
Yes, excellent. But
We spent 6 long, boring weeks in Singapore waiting for the weather to improve.
And you were joined by your father-in-law?
On the next part of the journey, my father-in-law joined us with a friend of his who's a cook. It was wonderful to have a cook to prepare meals. This gave Robert and me more time. My father-in-law was very happy to take care of the baby while we sailed the boat.
mhm.
And did the baby...
Okay, excellent, Jennifer.
Yes.
And Selena, 5
Okay, teacher.
question.
Because of spending so much time on the boat, the baby mm, learned to walk, doesn't play by himself, only liked certain food. Mm,
Okay.